What's up guys, welcome to Your Penny Matters. My name's Abby. During the past many months, all of us have been indoors quarantining ourselves because of the situation outside, and a very important part of keeping us busy and entertained is gaming. Now there's a very interesting TED Talk by Professor Jane McGonigal where she talks about how gaming has actually saved humanity in the past. So the video is about how playing games has actually kept humanity alive, and it's very interesting. It's far too big a topic for me to be discussing in this video, but I'll leave a link in the description below where you guys can check it out. Consoles of this generation have been around for 7 years now, like the PS4 and the Xbox 360. If you're a PC gamer 7 years ago and you had the top of the line PC rig, you'd have an AMD 7970 or a GTX 680. Now the release date consoles of 2013 can still play all the latest games. But if you have a PC back in 2013, I don't know how many games can be played right now. Now what I'm suggesting is it's much better to actually invest in a console rather than a PC because it's much more value for your money over the long run. What I'm about to share is what I've been practicing for the past many years, and I'm pretty sure that most of you are following as well. I found out that if I'm purchasing a console, I'm much better off purchasing a limited edition console rather than purchasing the regular version of it, preferably from a reputed publisher. For example, my Nintendo Switch Lite Zacian and Zaman Z edition, which I ended up selling because it was lying unused after finishing Sword and Shield, was sold to someone who really wanted the limited edition console. I ended up making more money than what I paid for the Switch Lite even after using it for a whole 6 months. This helped me avoid consoles from sitting dusty in a corner without any value because I believe consoles are made for a purpose. And they're made for gaming. It makes sense to sell it or give it to someone who can actually better utilize it or enjoy it rather than it being packed away in a shelf. So let's look at some of the limited edition consoles and how much they're being sold for. So over here at Android Authority, they have compiled the list, and we can see the prices of these as well as they're being sold at third-party websites. So let's take a look at the first one, shall we? It's the Last of Us Part 2 PS4 Pro bundle. It's being sold for $400 at Best Buy, which is pretty good. I think that's the actual price of the bundle. So it comes with the game as well, and if you are able to get your hands on one, this one would be worth a pretty penny in the future, because even though the game has mixed reviews, the console will definitely have good resale value in the future. So the other ones are, moving on from the LA edition, we can take a look at the Kingdom Hearts 3 PS4 Pro bundle. So that one also comes with the game, and there is the extremely rare 500 million PS4 Pro. Now this does not come with the game, but it does come with a 2 TB hard disk and an iToy that you can use. So I tried to get my hands on it, but unfortunately I couldn't because it was sold out in a few minutes. Now let's move on to the other ones. You see 20th anniversary edition. So that one would be worth a lot of money. It's being sold at $1,250. If you were able to get your hands on it, it's probably worth a good $1,200 because people are willing to buy that for that money. So now the one I own would be the PS4 Spider-Man edition. This is the obnoxious red as what they've written for it, but it's actually quite beautiful. So if I ever want to sell that particular console, I would probably be able to sell it for the same price that I purchased it for, because a lot of people have been asking me if I was selling it. And I said, no, at the moment I'm pretty happy with it. So maybe in the future when the PS5 is just about to release. So if you guys are looking to buy a limited edition console, I would suggest waiting for the PS5 Spider-Man Miles Morales edition, because that would probably be a good looking console and it would be worth a lot of money as well. So you guys can get really good value for your PS4s or PS5s when you buy a limited edition one. So you guys can check out the rest. There is a PS4 Slim in this as well. It's the PS4 Slim Gold edition. So that one costs more than a regular PS4 Pro. So you guys can see that all of these retain their values. So even if you are selling it used, they would fetch good money. The average North American gamer spends a little over $200 on games each year, but we all know that it's much higher than that. If you're like me and you buy a AAA title for $60 each month, at the end of each year, it adds up to $720 a year. There are two scenarios where you can reduce money. Now, if you want to purchase the game on release date or close to it, I would suggest purchasing a physical copy, as you can finish playing the game within a week or two and sell it off for maybe $10 or $15 less than its original cost. This method really helped me avoid games that I knew I wouldn't play, or helped me sell a game if I didn't end up loving it, rather than being stuck with a game that I didn't enjoy. Using this technique, I saved $550 a year. That's enough money to buy a brand new PlayStation 5. So let's have a look at the used game market. So we're over here at GameStop, and we'll be looking at the titles of the PlayStation console from the newest release date to the oldest. So if you can look at the AAA titles, The Last of Us, which has hardly been out for a month, it's being sold at $54.99 used. And Utava, so I'm not going to try and pronounce that because I'm probably going to get it wrong. Prelude to the Fallen is also $54.99 used. And if you look at other titles such as Final Fantasy VII Remake, so it's been out for a couple of months and it's still being sold for over $50. The same goes for Resident Evil as well as Doom. So all of these games have been out for at least a couple of months, but it's still being sold for over $50 at GameStop. So what I'm trying to say is you can probably get at least $50 for these games. The sooner you finish the game and the sooner you sell, the more value you will get for the game. So for example, all of those people who say gaming is an expensive hobby, or if you have a parent that is, you want to convince that you want to buy a PS4 and prove that it is cost effective to game on it. So let's say you're spending $60 every month for 12 months, that's a year. So it's a $720 expense. But if you just sell your copy of the game within a month, that means you get at least $50 back. That would mean you only need to find the remaining $10 every month. So $10 for the remaining 11 months. That will be $110. And with that $110, you're just adding the cost of the first game that you're buying. So it comes up to $170. So you're already reducing your $720 expense and you're saving $550. So that's over $500 worth of savings for a whole year worth of games. That's one game every month, and you can sell that for $50. So you only need to come up with that $10 a month. So in this way, you're able to save a lot of money. When you're buying and selling these games, you can just finish the game and you can still play all of the latest and greatest games. If you like that, hit the like button and subscribe. Now, if you're okay with waiting to purchase a game, you can wait a few months or for a sale season, as these games are usually available at massive discounts, especially if they're single player offline games, like the upcoming Ghost of Tsushima or Sekiro, which I found was really good. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Do leave a comment as to which game you're looking forward to buying the most in 2020. And if you found the video helpful, hit that like button and subscribe, because your opinion matters.